All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those of you that don't know me, I am the Vice Chair of the Edmonton Police Commission, and I am here on behalf of the Edmonton Police Commission. I am pleased to speak with you today about our selection of an interim chief for the Edmonton Police Service. Hiring and selection for both the interim chief position and full-time chief are essential parts of the Commission's role in decision-making and police governance, ensuring Edmonton remains a safe city. Today, the Commission is pleased to announce that we have appointed Warren Driechel and Devin Laforce as interim chiefs of the Edmonton Police Service. They will serve in these roles on a rotational basis while the Commission completes the hiring process for a full-time permanent chief of police. With more than 50 years of combined service in policing and leadership, we are honored to have these two dedicated officers serve together as interim chiefs. The Commission received strong interest from two exceptional candidates for this role, and as a result, we have decided to hire both Driechel and Laforce as interim chiefs. They will provide leadership and oversight on a rotational basis, guiding the Edmonton Police Service until a permanent chief is appointed. In their interim roles, Driechel and Laforce will continue driving change within the Edmonton Police Service, focusing on community policing, public initiatives, as well as frontline members. The Commission has full confidence in both interim chiefs and their abilities to continue making Edmonton a safer city under the Commission's direction and oversight. It is our hope that this combined leadership approach ensures a smooth transition for all frontline members and operations, while the Edmonton Police Service continues to serve Edmontonians during this important time. Interim Chiefs Driechel and Laforce, with your diverse experience, commitment to public service, and dedication to both public and frontline members, the Commission is confident that you will drive key initiatives, achieve transformational change, and uphold our commitment to innovation, leadership, and operational excellence. The Commission is confident that the Edmonton Police Service is in the best of hands as it continues to serve this great city and improve public safety for all Edmontonians. Thank you so much. I will now invite both interim chiefs to come up and say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Vice Chair Amiri, for those kind remarks.
One second, Albert, hold on.
Okay.
No.
Don't know how to
Make
do
it
it.
live, guys. Be patient, please.
Are we good? Yeah. Great. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. And thank you, Vice Chair Amiri, for those kind remarks. I want to express my gratitude to the Edmonton Police Commission, to City Council, and to the Edmonton Police Service for having the confidence to entrust me with this important role. I also want to thank my partner in this position, Chief Warren Driechel, for the openness and flexibility to embrace this interim period and the work we will do together. I know we share a common focus, a common commitment, and respect for our city and our service that will serve well as we move forward. I want to thank my wife and fellow EPS officer, Krista Laforce, our Corps Sergeant Major, for the support she and our whole family have shown me in this process. We are fortunate to share a career focus and passion for public service in this organization. An interim role is one in which you are as much a caretaker as a leader, and your job is to prep the organization for the next big change that will come when the Commission appoints a permanent chief. There are lots of analogies, but it's a little bit like staging a house for sale. The house is in good condition, and we will keep it maintained and clean, deal with anything that an inspection may tell us, and then be ready to vacate when the new owner arrives. This is an organization that I am very proud to lead. I'm humbled to lead, and now co-lead in this role with Warren. We know we have all worked through some rapid change. We know that the policing challenges do not sit still. Indeed, it's clear that as global uncertainty increasingly manifests in our local environment, the work is ongoing and our organization cannot afford to miss a beat. I can assure the people of Edmonton that we will not. We have both been in this organization for a long time, and we will be on top of it. I believe most profoundly that the current stability, resilience, and forward-thinking focus of the Edmonton Police Service will position us incredibly well over this interim period and far into the future. In doing so, we will work together to support the safety of our city. Over the coming months, I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to strengthen our relationships across the community and to advance the key work of this organization, including through our upcoming strategic planning process, which will help set the mandate for the next permanent Chief of Police. I'll look forward to your questions after Chief Warren has some remarks.
Thank you. Yeah, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today and joining us for this announcement. I really appreciate your comments, Vice Chair Amiri, and I'm honored to have this opportunity. And same to you, Chief Laforce. Look forward to working with you. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Edmonton Police Commission, City Council, and the sworn and civilian employees of this service for their support through this process. In addition, I'd like to recognize Chief McPhee as he leaves the organization for his dedicated leadership, which has been instrumental in getting us to where we are today. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my family, my wife, my 2 daughters, for their unwavering support. I can say there have been several conversations with them about this role change. The position of chief carries much responsibility and is one I don't take lightly. I've been fortunate enough to have served in many roles, operationally, administratively, throughout my nearly 3 decades of policing. I've had the privilege to serve as the Chief's Executive Officer, which gave me significant insight into the role of a Chief of Police, as well as the impact and importance of the responsibilities that lie there. Over the past 6 years, we've managed to accomplish some pretty incredible things, including the development of the Community Safety and Wellbeing Strategy and advancement of partnerships in challenging times. But let's be clear, there's still a lot of work to do, and we need to continue the momentum. Together, we must remain focused on the road ahead. One of our biggest strengths of this service, and something I'm very proud of, is the resilience of our sworn and civilian employees that they show day in and day out. We have over 3,000 employees, and our people are truly our biggest strength. They are committed to keeping our city safe no matter the condition, situation, or the time of day. As our city of what is nearly 1 million people continues to grow, I am confident that our officers and employees, civilian employees, will continue to confront the challenges and opportunities head on. And Chief Laforce and I will be there to support them along the way. Chief Laforce and I are in a unique situation of sharing the position over the next several months, but it is a path we will walk together. I can tell you that we've had a number of discussions already about our leadership vision, and I can assure you that we are committed to working together to support the employees of the Edmonton Police Service and the community we serve. We appreciate the support that we've both received and are very grateful for the opportunity to serve as interim chiefs. Thank you, and we're now prepared to answer any questions.
First question, just step up to the mic if you don't mind, please.
Hello, Leo Cruzat from City News. So it's two interim chief. So how do you split the task here?
Start, as we're splitting the answering of the questions, we'll figure through that. But realistically, there's only going to be one chief at any one time. So there's definitely going to be kind of that singular chain of command, that singular decision-making that we always do. Me and Warren think a lot alike, but we also think a lot differently. So we're very much aligned. So we're going to be rotating month to month. So whenever I'm not in the chief role, it'll be Warren. Whenever Warren's in the chief role, then I will be in a deputy chief position.
And in terms of the task itself, how long, of course, interim is just being a temporary, how long will the guys serve for this?
Well, we're looking at, could be several months. There is a process undergoing with the Police Commission right now to start a process to hire a permanent chief. That's a significant process. There's a lot of outreach that has to go into that. I don't want to answer on behalf of the commission, but, it could take several months, and I'm not sure, Commissioner Amiri, if you have any comments?
I'm very small, I apologize. So we are hopeful that our current interim chiefs will remain in place for the entirety of the year. Within the year, we hope to have a decision for a full-time chief.
Just a question for you.
Yes.
What are you looking for a full-time police chief then?
So I think what I would say to that is that we need to do some public engagement. We'd like to ensure that we work with the public to ascertain that, as well as our stakeholders. I would say that, right now we have very solid footing in terms of our Chiefs Committee. You have 2 solid interim chiefs behind you who are definitely going to leave the Edmonton Police Service, and I think in the next few months we'll be able to ascertain what that looks like.
I don't know if this is a question for the chiefs or the commission, but are either of you eligible for the full-time job, or are your names out of the running by virtue of?
Yes, both of them will be eligible for the full-time position, should they choose to apply.
Are
to be fair to any process, we don't know what that looks like yet. So it's certainly something that both myself and Warren are interested. I don't want to speak for Warren, but we are interested in it. But we'll just have to see what it looks like.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I think, recognizing the responsibility, the impact, and the criticalness of this position, right? Like, it's something you really, really need to understand and be committed to, and I'm hoping over the next several months we get a really good view of that.
Hi, Madeline Cummings, CBC. Did you two apply together for the job or agree to work together afterwards?
We were aware of each other applying for the job, and certainly, I mean, I can't think of anybody, any other colleague that I'd like to share this responsibility with other than Warren. And so it's like, we could have done it individually, but I'm very happy to share that role with Warren.
I think as we recognized that we were both putting in for this, we started to really have those deep discussions about vision, about what is required in the next several months, looking at stability, and then recognizing, and I've worked alongside Devin for several years now, and for most of my career we've crossed paths, is we want to get to the same place, and I think we both have very, very aligned visions and maybe different styles somewhat, but we really want to get to the same place. So.
And knowing you might be in these positions for the rest of the year, what are each of your top priorities for what you'd like to achieve?
Yeah, I think the first one is just, looking for that stability, creating and maintaining the stability in an organization. These transitions are always tough on an organization. There's a lot of angst. What's coming next, what's changing. I think we reflect on the last several years, and again, I mentioned the community safety well-being strategy, is we've created some really great programs and some great initiatives over the last couple of years, is continue them. We don't need to change course. We're seeing some great results and outcomes there. And, the community wants to see that, and our membership definitely does. So that's one key part, is that stability piece.
And I'll just honestly just echo the words really from Warren, is like we are very much aligned, so it's not going to be like my vision and then Warren's vision. And so really, if we wanted to focus again on that stability, consistency, and obviously progress, because we have a lot of initiatives that are underway in various stages that we're going to continue to progress along. Nothing is put on hold. And this is policing. Every next day there's a new priority that we don't know what it is yet. And so we got to make sure that we're agile and responsive to the community as those needs present themselves, and we will do that in a unified way.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I just want to add on that, and a big part of the portfolio I have right now in the community safety well-being, it's those partnerships. So the agreements through HELP, mental health, PACT, the community we work very closely with to support us in what we need to do, is sitting down with them and saying, we're not going anywhere. We're still here, and really committing to the work we've done with them and maintaining that kind of over the next unforeseeable future, right? So.
Hi there, Jean-Emmanuel with Radio-Canada. I'm just trying to think about the why, the two of you. You're talking about stability. Organizations don't have rotating CEOs or any sort of, especially law enforcement or the military. So why the two of you? Are you traveling, or are you unavailable at some point, and it's just going to work that way?
Yeah, good question. I think some of the reality is that, I don't mind sharing, both myself and Warren are pretty strong applicants, I think, for a permanent chief position. And neither one of us have committed ourselves that are yet to applying for a permanent chief position. And so this is something that doesn't disadvantage or advantage either one of us. And we're also uniquely situated in the sense that we actually get along, we actually respect each other. And so this is something that we can work together with.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we want to do is we still want to maintain, what we're doing currently as deputy chiefs in the service. Devin and I both have very important portfolios that we're working very closely with to continue to develop with our teams. It's not that we don't have faith in them, but, we just want to keep that one foot in. It gives us still that opportunity to go back to those roles. And you kind of touch on as well, there's still that well-being piece. Like there's going to be vacation, there's going to be time when we're not available. So it's, again, counter to that is to look to the stability to create those common faces for the organization.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
I'm just going to help you understand a little bit about why the commission made that decision. So by having a rotational basis, it allows for them to hold on to their respective bureaus as well. That also creates stability for the service. These two individuals, these dedicated members, they are recognized and respected individuals for the service. Combined together, they have 50 years of service. So when you have somebody who's leaving after, serving for 6 years, you want to ensure that there's a smooth transition. You want to make sure that there's stability, not only for Edmonton, but for members as well. So that is why we decided to do that. Both of them are extremely strong in their own ways. Together, like you said, they've already highlighted, they have a really good working relationship as well. And the rotational basis allows them to also feed information off each other and bounce ideas off of each other, which actually is a huge strength. So
It allows you as well to maybe consider them and the full-time position? It's a bit like a trial kind of thing.
Potentially. Yep, potentially. However, I would say to you that, in the end, we are still going to do a national search. That is our target. And we will be hiring a vendor in order to help us with that recruitment process. So I would say to you that we're still going to conduct that national search. I think that, in the end, from what these two dedicated officers have shared, they're very committed to Edmonton. So, if they choose not to put in or we choose not to select them, we're still in a very good standing because we do have an excellent Chiefs Committee behind us.
Thank you for that. Another question about the relationship with the province. Will you have meetings soon with Public Safety Minister? Especially there's been an ask about more deeper interworking relationship with community peace officers, bylaw officers. Is this something that's on your short-term agenda?
Yeah, and I can answer that. So those meetings already have occurred, but they've been not just with the service of the minister, they were with the minister, the service, and the city, including the mayor and council. So we're working on that right now. Those are just kind of day-to-day things that happen, initiatives, and we'll continue to do that as we have to, right? So I anticipate that, today will be peace officers, next month it could be something else, but we're definitely really looking to how can we bring those other partners to the table to have those discussions, so.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah, James from the Western Standard. Thanks for taking my question. There's a lot of bad news in Canada right now as far as crime goes, and I think we need to talk about crime. So what are you both going to do to make sure that Edmonton doesn't regress or slide into a situation that is facing, say, Winnipeg or downtown Vancouver?
Yeah, great question, and I guess that's something too. Like both myself and Warren, I'm 26 years in the service. Warren's 28 years in the service. We're not new to the service. My bureau is Investigations and Support Services Bureau right now. We deal with organized crime, all of your major crime, all your serious crime, all of your bigger crime trends. In Warren's shop, he's dealing with all the big disorder pieces, encampment pieces. So again, it's nothing changes, right? We've got our foot on the gas as far as addressing those crime right now, and that's going to continue with me and Warren still in that seat.
Yeah.
So what are the specifics in terms of what you hope to achieve? Maybe talk about crime severity.
Yeah, obviously our crime severity, and I think we just had a report where it went down substantially. So if you want to talk about homicide rates, where we were down, 22%, 2024 to 2023, down 47% in shootings last year. So again, this is something that we're very live to. We still can do better. We have gangs and guns teams. We have a guns and gang strategy. We have a violent crime priority that we've identified from the organization. And there's layers to it, from street gang violence to some of the disorder that we're seeing, all the way up to organized crime and transnational crime. And so that continuum, and again, that energy and focus, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and I can add in, one of the big priorities that we have, and we've been driving out of I'll call it the CSWB, or Community Safety Wellbeing Bureau, over the last 6 months, is to develop a crime reduction plan in the city. So effectively using data, not just ours, but our partners as well as kind of that perception from our citizens of the city. Where are the priorities of crime? And then, building kind of a response model geographically. How are we responding? Focusing on having our police more visible, proactive in those zones. And then again, looking from an accountability perspective, how are we impacting reducing crime? And we've done some of those minor projects. We're very committed to this because I think what we see is the city continues to grow in size geographically and in numbers, population, and we need to figure out how to keep pace. So those are big priorities for the service. I'll echo what Devin's saying here is, we need to focus on crime, we need to focus on violence, and we need to also focus on that perception of safety for our communities and ensure that people feel safe and supported by the police service. So big goal for us. Yep. Yeah.
I may have a follow-up as well. How many deputy chiefs, can you tell us, have applied for the top job?
So the application process is confidential. However, I will say that right now you have 2 exceptional people who have been selected, and that's what I would say to that.
Okay. Just for the two of you, does this feel awkward?
No, surprisingly.
Got over the awkwardness a while ago, but
I've worked with Warren again for decades, right? And so it's like we know each other very well. We appreciate, we are very hierarchical, right? We're a police institution. But that being said, because we've been deputy chiefs for so long in co-leading this organization, we're still co-leading this organization just now in the chief spot.
yeah, and I would say not awkward. Actually, for me, it creates some reassurance. You know, I know exactly what what his portfolio is, where he works, what he does. Like I said, we have a very similar vision, maybe some different styles, but it gives me now someone to bounce things off of and work together with. I used an example the other day where it kind of hit me at once. It's like, there's no dad to go to anymore, right? Like that boss, that cover that I had with the chief is no longer there. It's up to us. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to grow and develop together in this role.
You made the analogy, so you're the two sons fighting for the top job?
Well,
Fighting, not fighting.
yeah. No,
It's like,
no.
like, honestly, I think our focus, and this maybe is part of growing up in the culture of this organization, but our focus is public safety in the community. I've been in Edmonton for over 50 years. Edmonton's the priority, period. Organization is second. I'm a distant third. So again, whatever the organization picks, I'm good with.
Yeah, I'm the same, yeah.
Chief Driechel, I'm sorry to ask this question on this day, but obviously before this, I did a lot of digging in our archives about both of your names. Obviously came up as possibilities, and some of the reporting about the steroid issue in Edge mentioned your name.
Yep.
That was obviously not a happy time
No.
in the history of the service. I'm just wondering if you can address that and maybe what you
Yeah,
learned from that. And
yeah. You know, and I know that I'd have to one day confront this and talk about this, and I have agonized over this every day of my career since that happened. I reflect on being a human, you know, making mistakes. I learned a lot from that time. I learned a lot about myself, and personally I was going through some challenging times, right? And I would never talk about them in a group or public, but it was something that I did and I admitted to. I learned from it and hopefully tried to move past it. There's not a day I don't reflect on it, though, and wish I could build a time machine and go back and not do what I did. There's a banner in our service that you look up and it says, "Don't forget who you are and what you represent." And every time I see that, I think of that incident, right? So I will be judged. I do not, I'm not proud, but at the same time I learn from it. And I can say that beyond that, I can start to help other members that were maybe struggling with mental health, dealing with issues and making sure that they were not going down a destructive path.
Okay, few more questions.
Just for the record again, for the commission, you said it's a national search, so it's not an internal search to find a full-time police chief.
So our internal membership would be eligible to apply. So as we referenced, you know, interim chiefs Laforce and Driechel would be eligible to apply should they choose to.
Any final questions?
Can you guys just talk, you know, you're a team, not captain, assistant captain, but can you talk about last night? There was a captain and assistant captain, the hockey game.
Well, I'll start. I
Hockey
feel,
reference, you're better off as one.
I feel more like Bennington right now. It's right, like there is, you know, a lot of pressure and a lot of requirements of this job in working as a team, right? We don't work independently. We depend on working with each other. You look at what Jordan Bennington did yesterday and how he stood up and stood in net and played an awesome game, right? And, you know, there was criticism of him going into that game. And, you know, the game hinged on him, and I'm sure that was a lot of pressure. I'm sure I don't feel much different today, but there's no captain, co-captain here. I think we're just co-pilots, and we're working together.
Great.
You on that hockey game there last night?
No, I'm not the best at hockey references. Definitely nothing like Dale McPhee or my partner here, Warren. But I will tell you, just to kind of echo that comment, we are co-leading, and so we've talked about this for actually a lot of times. We don't have everything worked out, but for example, any big decision, for example, if I'm up chief or if Warren's up chief, it is really going to be a consensual type leadership style amongst both of us. So we're not going to miss a beat. We're just going to make sure that we still are aligned with whatever we progress forward. So very much, again, that co-pilot situation.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming.